What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So before I actually head out today, which is the continuation of the first video, the MINIMAX build, we're just gonna throw the turbo on and then I actually have to get going because, well, I still have those things to do, but I wanted to make sure that we filmed this critical moment, which is, of course, mounting in the new turbo. So, as you guys can see, we have the studs now mounted and Tyler over here is just making sure that everything is looking all nice and fine and dandy. We have the oil fitting mounted on the bottom here and yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I've waited all day for this moment. I think this is gonna look really cool once this thing drops in here. My God, look at the size of that. Throwing the pedestal spacer on real quick. So it's gonna lift the turbo even higher than it was when we first mounted it, dry fitted it, and now the moment of truth. So we'll try with the spacer, and then if it doesn't seem right, then we'll go without the spacer. Oh my God, look at that. That looks awesome. Jeez, thing is huge. Yeah, it does. That sun hits it nice, doesn't it? That looks awesome. It's crazy how much space we have now. Perfect. And I think that that's where we're going to end for today because I actually have to get running. So we're going to pick up on this tomorrow. We'll see you guys then. And we're back on the vlog. How do I do this transition from the day before to the current day? All right, that's gonna be our opening. So what's going on, guys? Yeah, it's basically the next day. We're headed back over to Diesel Works in Mount Joy, Pennsylvania. Huge shout out to those guys for assisting in this project. It's been going, so let's just say it's been very efficient. I don't want to say streamlined because God forbid something comes up. It's usually how it works. You never want to count your chickens before they hatch, but knock on my plastic fake wood here in the 2015 LML. Everything's been going very well, and having Tyler and his experience is just making this whole process great. So when I had left yesterday, we had basically just dry fitted the S467 on the pedestal. As you can recall, if you can recall, all the wiring harnesses and loom were like all over the place, one to the left side of the motor, one to the right side of the motor. And basically Tyler and I off of the vlog had discussed that it'd be best if he continued to work on kind of affixing some of those things back into their desired locations off of the vlog. It's not really all that interesting, but it is something that is kind of mundane and takes a lot of time. It's kind of meticulous. Plus, he was going to do some rerouting of the low pressure fuel lines just to clean up the valley of that motor a little bit. And I'll give you guys an update there because, well, it'll be an update for me as well since the last time that I saw the truck. And before we get there, I just want to thank everybody for your participation for the LBZ DURTYMAX giveaway. We ran that campaign from January 1st to February 28th, and I just can't thank you all enough for your excitement, and not only that, but also for the support of the brand. So the next steps in this process before we select the winner is basically all the entries have now been submitted to the sweepstakes agency, basically the giveaway sponsor that handles the selection of the winner. I do not do that. These are fully vetted and verified legal sweepstakes campaigns where a third-party agency that has no bias selects the winner and then will contact that winner to make sure that they want to accept the prize. After that winner has been contacted and they accept basically like the prize terms and conditions, I will then get their information and I will announce it to all of you guys. Now that announcement will take place on YouTube, on Enthusiast's website, and on both my personal Instagram and the brand Instagram, which is down below if you haven't followed those already. Go ahead and check them out. Expected time frame for that announcement should be around the second or third week in March. So keep an eye out for that. Mark your calendars if you'd like. Set a reminder from Siri or Google or whatever the case is, or whatever operating system you have on your phone. I'm extremely excited to find out who that person is because I know that at the end of the day, one of you guys that follows and supports this channel is going to be able to take home that LBZ. It's going to be a sad day for me to see it go, but I think that the excitement's going to trump that sadness because it's going to go to somebody that's really deserving. Now, before we pull in the Diesel Works here, I want you guys to also note that there's another massive announcement that's coming up from Enthusiast in the middle of March. It's big, and you're not going to want to miss it. That's all I'm going to say for now. I'll see you guys at the shop. Gonna need this. Another beautiful day here in Pennsylvania. Oh man, it feels good to have this truck out. You know, being that my fleet is quickly reducing in size, it looks like we might be spending a lot more time with that truck here on the vlog. I'm okay with that. All right, looks like we got some new trucks in here today. We had a lot of Fords last time. Now it looks like we're back to GMs. Morning, buddy. Oh man, it looks like things are taking shape in here. Wow, look at that 5-inch intake, dude. Holy crap. She's a big girl. Damn, dude, this thing took shape quick. How long you been at it this morning?
I haven't been here for very long, maybe half an hour.
You're cruising, man. I can't keep up with you.
Last night I had just set some of the stuff up. None of it's like in place.
Yeah, right. Just to get an idea?
Just get an idea for fuel lines and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I actually want to mention that real quick. So guys, there's a coolant line It's this one right here that usually sits kind of down in this area, and then it mounts to a small bracket on the intake manifold. So we actually completely removed that. You can see we chopped that sucker right off and actually blocked it up behind the serpentine belt here, so you can't really even see it, but it's like way down there. Just trust us. So now you can see kind of all this room for activities down here. It really cleaned things up nicely, man. Great job. Wow, I can't believe how much visibility there is now with this setup. That's crazy. Everything is so accessible, which is going to be a good thing, because this truck's probably going to need some head studs here shortly. And this is going to be the guy that takes care of it. So guys, I know, yes, there's a contingency plan for the head studs. I realize that, yeah, we're kind of walking a fine line. You might say that we're walking on eggshells a little bit here, but you know, what's the fun in it if you just don't try? It really didn't seem to make sense to just replace the head studs right away. If they stretch, and then we just tackle it as it comes. I have built that in. It is kind of part of the contingency plan, and we already got that all figured out. Now, what Tyler's working on right now is something that might be a little bit different than you guys are used to seeing. So that's actually a thermostat housing out of a DURTYMAX van. It's frontward facing. So on the, what is it, the LB7s through the LMMs have them facing backwards. So if you guys can recall, this thermostat housing actually was pointed this way. It was a little bit shorter and it pointed back, and then the hard hose came back this way and then connected sideways. Whereas now we have a frontward facing one. It bolts right up from the van. And Tyler's just basically fabbing up a hose. That way there's some clearance from the condensing unit belt here. But everything looks to be coming together nicely, man. Great job. That's the perfect amount of clearance, man. Look at that. It's tight, but she fits. Yeah. So it does need a little bit of trimming, guys, if you're looking to go this route to clear up some space in your engine bay. And you're probably gonna have to make a custom hose to basically make the whole setup work. Now on the LBZs, this big, I'm gonna say, tumor of a piece of plastic is not there. So it's a little bit easier to just run a straight line. This one was a little bit more custom because you can see it needed some bends. But once this all gets mounted up, we're gonna basically pull this back, and there'll be just enough clearance to make it work. I'm really stoked about that. That's cool. Can't believe how much room there is in here now. It's wild. All right, so we've got another change that Tyler made as well. So like I said, we're doing a lot of reorganization in here. So here are your fuel supply and your return lines. Basically, we're gonna make some changes that run over to the FICM. You said you're gonna...
The factory CP3, the fuel lines that go to it are 5/16. We're getting a line fitting that'll go to a 1/2 inch. So we'll have 1/2 inch fuel line go from your inlet here all the way over to the FICM, and then 1/2 inch from the FICM straight to your CP3.
Nice, dude.
So 1/2 inch fuel line the whole way.
I like that a lot. And they're gonna be flexible lines too, so it's not like we'll have to deal with the headache of the hard line.
No.
I'm telling you, those Cummins guys out in the audience, I'm so jealous of the simplicity of that motor. I kind of wish that I picked a different platform. No, I'm only just kidding with you guys, but you got to deal with the cards that you're dealt, you know? All right, guys, so at this point, we have that piping that still needs to get installed. We still have our clamps, of course, our air filter, turbo blanket, and some other just miscellaneous things, but you can see most of the fittings are out. Stock injectors are in here. We have the oil feed line that still has to go in, and all of that. Rather than me just kind of giving you an update like, hey, look, we installed this, we installed that, we installed that, I'm gonna take some slow-mo shots, cinematic, throw that to some music so that way you guys can kind of enjoy the show until we kind of get up to the finale of starting this thing. So enjoy.
Can I be your superhero?
All right, guys, so we are nearing up completion. Tyler's just filling up some antifreeze. We're gonna fill this thing back up with coolant. Here's a quick look at how everything looks. I'll go into details here in a few minutes. You can see we're still kind of working in this general vicinity, but I did get approval that I can jump in here and load in the new tunes from Blake at Unleashed DURTYMAX Tuning. So let's hope that, like, the one responsibility that I have, I can actually execute on flawlessly. I don't think that we should have any issues. I've been having a really good track record of tuning lately, but you know, it's always instances like these where like something just comes up and goes awry, but alrighty. Plugged in OBD2, EFI Live, scan tool, ignition on, go here, tuning tool, program full, DSP5, spicy 100s, error. Of course, why wouldn't there not be an error? 0508B, what does that even mean? Script file not supported by the latest firmware version, meaning that my AutoCal is out of date. Of course. Let's see if the guys at Dieselworks can take care of it for us. So Tyler, the one thing that I had responsibility for, I did not deliver on. My firmware is out of date on my AutoCal.
Oh man.
Can I forward you guys the tune?
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Thank God. We got a fallback plans. Go me. Walking out of the office, we now have updated firmware, so let's see if it works this time. Okay. Now I have a little bit of a higher confidence. Earlier, I don't know, there was just something telling me that, you know, it just wasn't gonna work. Ignition on, scan tool, tuning tool, program full, spicy 100s. It looks like trying auto 1. Oh my God, another error, are you kidding me? 0537. So guys, generally when I tune my trucks, I just plug this thing in through the USB right to my EFI Live on my Windows PC, then I hit program full and it works well. I never deal with just the AutoCal itself because they're a total pain. So that's what we're gonna do, third time's a charm, going through the computer. End of story. All right, guys, I'm literally second guessing myself so much in the vlog right now, but I called Sean over and I was like, dude, error code 0537, it said it wasn't responding to the PCM, didn't know what that means, and he's like, all right, show me what you're doing. So I literally replicated the exact same steps, and now we have a successful flash that's happening. I don't know, it was weird. It actually prompted me different directives a second time around when I did the exact same thing, so, oh well. I guess all that matters is it's actually working this time. And we're making great progress. Tyler's just finishing up. See, he's got the funnel in there. He's filling up the coolant system, and then we're gonna purge it, let it warm up. And of course, you guys are gonna be there for the first start. She's probably gonna be cranking a lot, well, because the whole fuel system is basically run dry at this point in time. So we'll be cranking, but trust me guys, I am not gonna hold off on you for the actual first start. Not a fabricated first start, an actual first start. All right, buddy. My duties are done here.
Good. The tune went in.
Yeah, it's in. All should be okay. So here's a good opportunity for me to show you guys a little bit of everything else. Just disregard the rags, don't worry about that. We're putting them right here for the time being because, well, once we start it up, it's gonna have to kind of bubble through the coolant system and it might make a little bit of a mess. That's why that's right there over filter. But anyway, 5-inch intake, new passenger side, intercooler pipe, Y-bridge, 467.7. Then the driver's side intercooler pipe with the V-band and the boot here right in the bottom. It's a 2-piece. And yeah, it turned out just looking really, really rad. About 2 days worth of work, all thanks to this genius right here. Tyler, thank you very much, man. Great job. He really went above and beyond cleaning up the engine bay as well. We did, like I said, the van thermostat housing, so now the coolant tube actually runs up front rather than here and around, which was actually a very good thing because with this turbo kit, although it sits kind of high on the pedestal, the condensing unit line needed to actually run below the turbo, which would actually maybe potentially create some havoc with trying to run a bunch of lines in this area. But he really went above and beyond as well, just rerouting some of the fuel lines and kind of cleaning up some of the hard lines that really weren't necessary for the low pressure return lines or just kind of general fuel lines in and of themselves, which turned out awesome. And I'm just really blown away by how much space there really is in here and how much visibility you really have. Another really nice thing is the whole wiring harness, rather than now being above, is all below, which really cleans up the overall engine bay.
I think we're ready.
Are we ready?
I think so.
Is it the day of reckoning, my friend? Oh man, I'm nervous. Who's gonna do the honors? I think you do it, and I'm gonna stand in the back to get these guys. She'll crank for a while. Oh guys, here we go. Like I said, you're getting the raw, unfiltered version. It's not some fabricated, first attempt to start. No, none of that stuff here, guys. Full disclosure, 100% transparency. We do it together. I think I'm readier than ever, my friend. Let's do it. Oh boy, I'm excited. Like an absolute breeze. That was pretty quick. Awesome. Not seeing any leaks, which is good. I'm sure Tyler's gonna jump in here with an LED light and kind of just take a look around, check on things. Yep, there he goes. Give you guys a quick little exhaust note here. Oh my God, sounds so sick. Basically checking all of the fuel fittings, any of the coolant lines that we blocked off, each injector, its associated plumbing. You really have to disconnect a lot when you do a turbo setup like this, so it's always good to just check, recheck, triple check, quadruple check. And this is the part, guys, right here where I was most nervous. And honestly, going through this, if I had done the installation myself, it would have been way more nerve-wracking, just because there's a lot of stuff that you have to pull apart when you do this caliber of an installation. And I was honestly very nervous about it, and I couldn't be any more at peace about having the team here at Dieselworks just knock it out for me, because I know that it was done with a fine-tooth comb. I mean, the attention to detail that Tyler put into this thing, just being as meticulous as using zip ties every few inches in the wiring loom and some of the fuel lines, and removing some of the fuel lines and just added some chaos to the engine bay and replacing them with kind of custom solutions. All that stuff is the quality that you expect and that you pay for when you come to an experienced shop. And now I know I've been bailing on you guys lately, kind of leaving some crazy cliffhangers. Today is not one of those days. I will bring you guys out for the first drive in the truck, and we're probably not gonna, I can't even talk, I'm so excited right now. We're probably not gonna be ripping on it, but at least you'll get to hear it a little bit more. And that spool should be pretty awesome. The spool of a fixed vane and the spool of a variable vane are two completely different universes. And we'll get some drive-bys too, just so you guys can get a true idea as to how this thing sounds now. 7.3 owners, turn your volume. Tyler's a freaking legend. God, it sounds so sick. This is awesome. Can't even tell you how excited I am. Grandpa Drive number 1. It's like dead of rush hour. But now we're losing zip ties. Oh no! There they go! It's been real, my friends. See you guys. Oh, we caught one. Now guys, VGT, non-VGT, you don't get that like I don't know, how would you explain the VGT versus non-VGT? You don't get like that blow-off sound. Yeah. It just spools down gradually. It kind of just like spools down. It's kind of just very cool, calm, and collective. Yeah. How is it just driving around casually? Pretty good?
Seems pretty normal, yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's like too difficult or like manual to drive, kind of just cruising.
Yeah, it's just normal. It seems more like an LB7 than, you know, an LOY, but...
Ah, it's your brethren. That sounds nice. That was a teaser and a half. Clapping. Oh, that's awesome. It's a little cold out today. You can't tell. Ooh, all the fluids. She's a thirsty girl. So everything pretty much checked out, except we had one small boost leak. We've actually been working on diagnosing that here for the past few minutes. We have suspicion that it's coming from this driver's side intercooler pipe somewhere. So Tyler, the patient guy that he is, he basically just pulled everything back out, gave it a quick look, got everything refastened, and actually realigned just a little bit. We had it already kind of well aligned, but realigned the compressor housing with the driver pipe, because our suspicion is that the boost leak is coming from right here. It would start to make its presence known right about at 6 pounds. So we're gonna pull it back out and see if it happens. If it doesn't, great. If it does, then looks like we have some more work to do. Totally robbed the honors from you.
No, it's fine.
That was about 8 pounds and it didn't seem to do it.
Yeah.
We were seeing the problem, guys, right at about 6 pounds. That was 6 pounds again. We're not hearing it talk. So it might have just been that the compressor housing
might have been slightly misaligned,
which is crazy because to the naked eye,
it didn't look like it. No.
So it looks like we are good to go. We surpassed 6 pounds, held 10 pounds pretty consistently there, and all seemed fine. I did not record that. I apologize, guys. But as you can see, there's still some things that need to get kind of put together as finishing touches, fender liners, and we're just going to do another checks and balances on all the fluids. So I will touch base with you guys just shortly after that. Huge. Job well done, dude. Oh, that is awesome. Final close. Nice. Oh man, and you wouldn't even know when you got this perspective. Wow. Talk about grade A service here at Diesel Works. I love it. All right, so Tyler's gonna pull this thing out again. I'm gonna get him to give you guys a few revs too, that way you can hear this exhaust just a little bit clearer, rather than just idle. I mean, I can't bail on you guys like that. Oh, I love that startup. That is just badass. Oh my goodness. Oh, it sounds so great. I love it. I miss that fixed vane sound. Used to have a fixed vane on the LML, but it really wasn't all that fitting. Whereas this truck, way more fitting. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh, oh wow. That feel good? Well, it sounded good too.
It smells good too.
Oh wow.
It's jumpy now. I have it in tune 5.
Okay.
It wants to pull.
Yeah, it does. Wow. Whoa.
I wasn't like.
I know. You were just.
I was kind
Where was your foot at there?
Like maybe 3/4.
Wow. Wow. Hit that fog light button, buddy. I just got them installed. I've been flexing on everybody with my fog light button.
You can feel the whole truck torque.
Dude, holy crap.
The whole like the front and side that came up.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. You left half my tire on the road, dude. Wow.
That's just like Sean's truck.
Jesus.
Like Sean's with his lights, it's like violent. Like as soon as it lights, it just like goes like all the gauge just goes straight. Like,
Wow.
I want to see how it do like getting up and going. See what I mean? There, like it shifts a little early.
Yeah, it does.
Like I feel like I would want that gear to rev out a little more before.
Yeah, we might have to mess around with the shift points a little bit, or let the trans learn.
Yeah.
Maybe do like a relearn with it. Ah, that's where I left my tires. Or should I say, that's where Tyler left my tires.
Whoops.
And last but not least, Tyler is getting the AC charged, and really that's the final step. So we did a lot of really great things today. Tyler did a lot of really great work. Thank you again, dude. I really appreciate all the craftsmanship. I mean, we were kind of just sitting here reminiscing a little bit, and you know, kind of just overlooking things. Like there's a lot done here that I'll go into detail at a later point in time, but it was just, you know, there's a certain level of by the book, and then there's a certain level of discretion that you can use when you're going about doing these kind of things. And I think good mechanics do what needs to be done. Great mechanics take that extra step, and that's what you did today, man. And that's really cool, and it turned out super good. So that's where I'm gonna end this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that you're all really excited about this truck. I know that you're all leaning on your toes right now, saying, hey, you're gonna need head studs, you know, you're gonna need head gaskets. Guys, I'm well aware of that. And you know, Blake and I, we are gonna try and play around with what we have right now to see how long it can go, and then, you know, kind of take it as it comes. That's gonna be the fun thing, and that's, I think, really the benefit of having the project truck. It's just kind of taking it one step at a time. Why knock out all these things at once if we can kind of go in intervals, right? So guys, look forward to the middle of March. We've got really big announcements coming for enthusiasts. I'm just gonna leave that right there. I can't go into the details quite just yet. Hopefully I can do it here soon, but it's killing me not telling you guys anything. It's killing me holding out. So my like league, I love you guys. Do what you do best. Tap that subscribe button on your way out, and I'll see you guys in the next upload.